Oh, scenic Mount Teapot, which some engineer kindly sliced open for us so we can see its innards. How nice of them. I also assume Mount Teapot creates all the, or well, not creates, but is the source of all the fresh water on Kitchen Island, which is interesting because it's probably tea, because that's what it says on the label, which I'm inclined to believe, which also is now interesting that I think about it, like the grains of rice on Rice Beach actually being rice. That'd actually be kind of a neat little, like, thing, like a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs type deal, although I don't know if that ever happens in the book, and I've never seen the movie, so, you know, whatevs. This little area has a... Oh, I thought I got stuck in that block for a second. Neat. Neat. I almost died. Fused with a block. That would have been cool. This area has a nasty little trick, which if you come down too early, these blocks appear, just like those, I guess those blocks that we saw earlier. So just be a little bit careful with those. Sometimes invisible blocks appear. This game isn't too rough about invisible blocks. So you won't be seeing them like 24/7, like, aw, damn, more invisible blocks. I'm getting wrecked by invisible blocks. But they do happen from time to time. Usually invisible blocks are just kind of like a little like safety blanket for you, and that like, oh, hey, I have no way of getting up this thing because I destroyed all the breakable blocks, and you find an invisible block, which is just kind of your footstool to get back up there. Is there anything up here? I think there's a dragon Wario, or dragon pot, technically. Oh, actually a garlic pot, that's interesting. I thought there'd be a dragon pot given all these like blocks down here. They want to give you an easy way to destroy them. But maybe they wanted to tempt you to do the tackle in the water, to show off like, hey, you can't tackle in the water. And also if you're playing as Eagle Wario, show off that you can tackle in the water. Eagle Wario's water tackle, though, is slow, which is kind of funny given that everything about Eagle Wario is fast. What's down here? Ooh, a 3-up. I wasn't expecting that. I thought there'd be like a ton of cash. Because every once in a while you'll find a huge coin, which I think is worth 100 coins. I think those are super rare. There's probably more 3-ups in the game than there are huge coins. And I'm just going to go ahead and break these, even though I don't think there's going to be anything in them. I could have used the bomb to do it for me. Oh, and yes, the bomb killed the seahorse. So seahorses are like the worst, because you need like dragon fire to kill them. And I typically don't have dragon fire. So they're just kind of a rough enemy for me, because they can kind of wreck you underwater if you're not being careful. Also, these bombs are really convenient underwater, because, you know, you just use them to break the blocks. Am I safe from him? Oh, cool. I was in his line of sight, so he saw me, so he did his little Sonic the Hedgehog attack. But luckily, I managed to be out of his range, even though the sprite clipped over me, and I need to get out of here before the bomb gets me. And I'm glad I actually came out here, because I would have not noticed this block. And I love these blocks so much. They're just wide-eyed and excited about the world, and then you hit them, and you turn them into hardened badasses of blocks. And we just need to be careful about these guys, because these guys suck. 'Cause not only will they, like, see you and they get active, because they have their eyes behind their movement. If you're following behind them, they'll see you and immediately get active, or, you know, start attacking, which means it's hard to follow behind them. So they can just kind of be annoying to get around, because of that. These bombs are interesting, because in the water they just kind of float in place, and just kind of are your friend, will help you blow up things. But on land, if you bump into them, and oh, that bird almost got me, and that would have been sad times. Is there a block up here? What is up here, actually? Ooh, money. I'm so glad I came up here. I was gonna, like, not come over here. But there's so much money for us. So much! Oh, wow, this is actually going on much farther than I thought it would. Man, I actually didn't know that was up there. That's interesting. So yeah, you can totally cheese levels with Eagle Wario by doing that. And actually, I was gonna keep flying because I was interested to see how high up this thing goes, but it probably just goes on for as long as you'd be able to fly over there, which is, you know, just stop you from doing it. This water here with the little dots indicates that there's a current and that you need to be careful, otherwise you'll be swept away. And for some reason, the ceiling of this cave, despite being spiked, is not actually like instant death spikes. Walked out of that level with half the money I started with, which kinda sucks, but, you know, it happens. Heart of the cards and all. So course 8. So as you've noticed, Mount Teapot is kind of your token water world, of the game. And I'm not a big fan of Mount Teapot, just because it's kind of slow. But in some ways, it's also where the game starts to, pick up in terms of, like, treasure and stuff, because there's, you know, multiple treasure. The first world just kind of, like, introduces you to the mechanics, and I'm actually just gonna go under here, because you can fight against the current, with rapid A buttons, and, there's Dragon Wario up there, but I'd rather keep my eagle, so we just had to wait for that crab. Had we just kind of just tanked the hit, we could have just, you know, gone faster. But I want to keep Eagle Wario, just because, like I've said, Eagle Wario is my transformation of choice. Because, oh, that was great. We just collided straight into him, like right as he was going down. That was perfect. So yeah, we've seen these bombs in the water, but whenever you bump into them, Wario immediately picks them up like a big idiot, because they're gonna blow up, which I guess he just is like, wow, I want to arm myself. But you know, you don't need to arm yourself, Wario. If you keep carrying it, you're gonna hurt yourself, and he'll always pick it up. There's no way to make him not pick it up. Another checkpoint up here, another Eagle Wario. They're being very kind. It's funny because I'm pretty sure this is an eagle. Maybe it's a duck because it has a duck bill, although I doubt that. I mean, it's the bill of the hat. But the transformation pots look like rabbits to me, and I'm not sure if that's just because, like, you know, Super Mario Land 2 has the bunny power-up. Oh yeah, those pelicans shoot bombs. It's interesting. I may have designed something exactly like that for something else. That's interesting. I wonder if I harped it from this game accidentally. I hope I didn't, because now I'm feeling pretty dumb. Oh well, mine's different. And that's also just completely different. Yeah, let's not worry about that. So, the pelicans kind of suck. You never actually see the pelicans flying. They just chill in the water and shoot bombs at you, which can be a huge pain, because they have moving bombs in the water. And, oh yeah, the little spiked Goomba guys. These guys are just like the urchins that we saw in World 1, where you have to bump them from below, and they're invincible from every other angle. The pelicans are another instance of an enemy that takes 2 hits sort of to kill. I think you can kill them with 1 hit, but if you bump them from below, you kind of stun them. So you kind of have to 1-2 buckle my shoe them, typically. I'm gonna see if we can just sneak by him. Yeah. These guys can kind of be pains in this room, since the current is kind of pushing you around. But there is hearts to be had in this area. I was gonna say treasure, but treasure is technically an entire, you know, different entity of its own, so it'd be wrong to say there's treasure in this room, because there is not treasure in this room. There's just hearts and coins to be had. Also, spiked underwater Goombas, and another little, like, eagle, bunny transformation, whatever you want to call it. I always feel like I just want to call these something else. In fact, I think their, like, technical name is Jet Wario, and that Eagle Wario is the power-up that they become in, the Virtual Boy Wario Land, which is funny, because I've never actually played that one, because, you know, Virtual Boy. I would like to play it one day. Maybe we'll do something with that. I don't know. We'll go ahead and take care of these guys. But yeah, I think they're technically Jet. This is Jet Wario, but becomes Eagle Wario in later installments. And those coins look suspiciously like an arrow, but the end of the level's right here, so we shouldn't worry about them ever, and we'll just forget that they're there. Mount Teapot has not been friendly to my wallet. I got halfsies money on that one again. Which is not nice. I would much like doubles or octuples. We won't see quadruples if I'm whole hogging it, but I mean, we can always see quadruples when I decide to play it safe. I'm not a big fan of the song. The loop doesn't seem to be very long, so you get that kind of, like, crystally noise going off way too often for my tastes. I would have totally liked to have replaced the music for this game. For you guys, but unfortunately there aren't any really good, like, Wario Land remixes that I know about, because for some reason Wario Land's not a super popular series, despite being what I would argue is one of Nintendo's bests, which is a shame, especially since the series is kind of dead in the water now after Shake It. Not saying that Shake It was so bad that it killed the series or anything, because I really like Shake It, just that I guess Nintendo gave up. Maybe it didn't sell as well as they thought it would. Real shame. Would love to see a return to the Wario Land games. But we're not here to lament Wario's past. We're here to celebrate his past. It's like a funeral. Rest in peace, Wario. Oh, there's a nice little door up there, but I don't think... Oh, hey, invisible blocks. Just here to be a nice little footstool for you when you need them. And not... Oh, yeah, I always forget. That's a checkpoint. But yeah, nice little footstool to help you get up there. More often than not, if you see a door in the middle of the level, and it doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere, it's for a checkpoint. Just because they kind of like to put the checkpoints off the beaten path. Just, I guess, to keep you out of the way of enemies for whenever you respawn. Whenever you re-enter the level. But like I said, checkpoints aren't all that important, and that jerk managed to kick me. And I'm going to get behind him, and I stunned him, and the stars appeared, but he did not... He did not stop walking. He was like, yeah, nah, you bumped me, but I'm not done, dude. Unfortunately, Small Wario has no real way of killing... Well, I guess you can kill them by throwing them. I always forget that it works that way. It's kind of a neat little thing. Future Wario Land... Or, actually, Future Wario Land games do that as well, I believe. Huh. Actually, do they? I'm freaking out over here. It's not important. The important thing is we were able to take care of those bears. Also, this area is a bit of a doozy. That block, you see it, and your Wario Land instincts go off, and you're like, I want to smash that block. But you do not want to smash that block. That block is our friend. He is a nice little indicator of a invisible door that you would not know about otherwise. I remember my first time playing this game, and I broke the block because it was there, and you get the key, and then you're sad. Oh, and here's a big coin. Like I had said, I think that was worth 100. I wasn't really paying attention to how many coins I had. But seeing as I have 163, I'm pretty sure that it was worth 100. Yeah, so that invisible door is really nice because you come in here, you get 100 coins, you get your second treasure of the game, which is a nice little heart. But it also kind of sucks because you break the block, and were you not paying attention, you then find the key and you're like, oh, well, I guess I'll find treasure later in this level. But you've actually already passed the door, so it's a sneaky little thing. But I guess it's also kind of like maybe obvious, maybe your video game senses should be going off, because like they indicate there's one lone block, and normally that indicates something. But it totally fooled me the first time, and I went on, ooh, these bomb guys suck, because they go, whenever they swoop around and try and hit you, but what they do is they stick to you, and I'm actually going to see, oh, dang it, I was trying to get in the door before he blew up. So they hit you, they stick to you, and you can bump into something and they'll get stuck to them. That's how you get rid of them. Luckily, at the end of the world, or end of level, if you were damaged, you go back to normal-sized Wario. Walked out of that level with double money, so our luck is turning around. 2 halfsies and a double. So maybe by the end of this world, maybe we can have octuples. That'd be really, really nice. And I don't think I ever said it, but in the first level, I was kind of gunning for like 1,000 coins by the end of the world. In this one, I'd kind of like to have about 3,000. Like I said, these are kind of arbitrary numbers, just based on amounts that I think I should have from previous playthroughs. But, you know, of course, it's all heart of the cards, and our heart of the cards are starting to shift. So, you know, we'll just go with the flow. Just hope we get 10,000 by the end of the game. That's kind of gambling in a nutshell, though. And I'm actually going to go ahead and break these blocks before anything bad happens to me. Because we would need either Dragon Wario or another eagle to be able to get down here. And these crabs can kind of be a pain in the ass, because if you hit them from the wrong angle, their little snip claws will hit you, and sad times are to be had. And is there any way to get up here? Because I feel like there's something up here. We might have to jump from a different angle, though. Because I'm very, very sure there's something up there. It's probably not worth the time I am currently devoting to it, because I'm pretty sure it's probably just a heart or something. Let's jump from a higher point. We jump from a higher point, hold our jet, although you start to, yeah. I didn't see what went up, but I'm pretty sure it was a heart. But yeah, there was definitely something up there. But your jet starts to wane, and you start to fall, kind of like at a angle. Well, a curve, not a complete angle. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and take the hit, which is foolish, I know, but since you can't crawl underwater, you need to become Small Wario to come down here, and even though it was just a few coins and a heart, which I'm not too concerned about, and I just had to get the heck out of there before that guy got me, you know, there was an Eagle Wario right there, so it's like, you know, I'll just take the hit and deal with it, and another heart. I was fairly sure that'd be a dragon power-up. Oh, that's why I was sure there was a dragon power-up. There's a dragon power-up somewhere in the area. God, I wish you could ground pound. Oh, crap. I was being dumb. I started to think about something else, because I was like, I was going to jump off of this point with Eagle Wario to see if there was something to the left, because I don't think there's anything, but, you know, it never hurts to be too careful, and I think this is just out of our range, so we cannot get that, which totally sucks. But if we get a Bull Wario, we'll come back and ground pound those, so we can go get the sweet money down here. Oh, dang it, can I, yeah, I was pretty sure that would happen. So those are like the 12 coins of death, because you want to do an up A on your jump to be able to make the jump. But if you press up, you start climbing up the ladder. So those coins are kind of a trap. So the right way to get the 12 coins of death is just to come in with Eagle Wario and just totally cheese it, since you can't do the up A trick to getting a higher jump. And you'll just, more often than not, miss that jump, which kind of sucks. Unfortunately, I did not find a Bull Wario power-up, so I think we're going to have to forego... Oh, hey, a Garlic Pot, which will just switch us over to Bull Wario. Nice. We haven't been playing as Bull Wario a whole lot, and I'm actually going to go down this side since there's money to be had. Because had we gone down the other way, we obviously wouldn't have been able to get the cash. And even though there was just money down here, I, for some reason, feel that this area is important. And that's all I'm going to say about that one. Gotta keep you guys interested. Oh, also, since I still had my Eagle Wario power-up, I went and checked that area off to the left that I mentioned, and it just was the sky above the rest of the level. There was nothing interesting happening over there, and man, I was having some trouble with that guy. Even though picking up the power-ups gives you like some extra hearts, which can be nice for like lives and stuff. Lives aren't important, or aren't that important, and I personally really like leaving power-ups back, just in case something bad happens, like what just happened to me right now, so I can go back and grab it and have the good times, because then I'll be like, man, I have a power-up now, and I just totally walked under that dude, and I really wish I was still Bull Wario so I could ground pound these, but now that I say that, I feel like you can't ground pound these, and that you actually need Eagle Wario or Dragon Wario to smash them open, and looks like we're just gonna be Bull Wario and have to deal with it. I don't feel like there's anything down there, but if I find a Dragon or Eagle power-up, I'll come back and check. Just because I hate leaving things behind here, and I'm actually just gonna check if there's anything happening up there, which there is not, so we will forget about that area up there and just move on. And ooh, thwomps can be kind of a pain, just because, you know, they hurt. I know that there's not any treasure in this level, though, so I'm sure we didn't miss anything too big. Maybe, like, a 3-up at worst. So I went ahead and ran through the level again just to make sure that there was nothing in those blocks, and there was absolutely nothing. I also just went ahead and skipped the money-making game the second time, just because I didn't want to cheat and double down on my money. I mean, I guess that's not cheating, and I did that in level 1, but, you know, whatever. Or World 1, Rice Beach, you know, doesn't matter. I also got half-Cs on that first exiting, so it was sad times, very sad times. The entrance to this level is a little interesting, because we're getting into a bit more of the cavernous region of Mount Teapot, as opposed to the aquatic sections we've been pretty much seeing. You can go over in that area, but I'm actually going to skip it for now, for reasons we will see. It loops around. Big spoilers. You know, so rather than just going and checking it out now, and that's interesting that they didn't make a new door sprite to recolor it, and just use the basic kind of like white color. It's hard to say since Game Boy colors. I'm playing this with a Super Game Boy emulation junk, so that's why it's colored this way. This Super Game Boy palette and all. And why did I skip the Eagle power-up? I just noticed that. I walked by it, I saw it, and I'm like, oh no, I already got a power-up, I don't need it. So I just forewent my favorite power-up. Well, I guess we've been giving Eagle, well, actually, have we been giving Eagle a lot of love? I would like to give Eagle a lot of love, but I keep losing it because, you know, I'm not so good at this game that I can, like, choose not to get injured. I'm actually gonna forego that coin just because that seahorse can have it. It'll be my peace offering to the rest of the seahorses in this game, because seahorses suck. And this area is funny. They do things like this in, actually, I think every single Wario Land game has, like, one of these sections where you climb down a ladder, and the enemies just kind of patrol back and forth and hit you, or try to hit you. But we're too skilled, and oh, hey, here's an Eagle power-up. How nice. This area is kind of interesting. Not only because it's just a neat little climbing section that utilizes the Eagle power-up, but also, if we could get to the top of this dang thing, as you see, there's a skull door here, and I feel like this is the first treasure you're not supposed to find, but the game designers, oh, and I screwed that up royally. Man, I screwed up so bad that I just could not, like, bring myself to, like, save myself on that one. Because normally I just throw the key over to the other side and then just, you know, fly over as I'm going. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Wow, I really screwed that up. Man, platforming is against me today. But yeah, I feel like that treasure door is the first treasure door they intend you to find in the game, because it's right out here in the open. It's very obvious. This was the first treasure door I found when I played the game for the first time, at the very least. And let's see if we can just, yeah, bump ourselves up there so we don't have to go through the rest. And it's a crown, so it's a fitting treasure. because, you know, crowns are kind of like a stereotypical treasure, you know, whatever. But yeah, I really do feel like this is, the game designers intended you to find this treasure first and be like, whoa, there's treasures in this game! And then to see that you missed two and want to go back, and that's probably how you discover that Rice Beach flooded. I mean, that's how I discovered it, because I started exploring the rest of this world, and then I found, you know, I found that the second treasure, which we found in that one with the invisible door, and then it's like, well, I've explored the rest, where's the other one? These guys are neat. They're just one of those kinds of platforms that change depending on how you set it. Unfortunately, though, there's no way to align ourselves that we could just grab all those coins at once. You just change it by jumping, and you can only change it one at a time, so you just kind of have to chill. I could jump and hope Jet Wario takes me far enough. There are a few of them, and I think this guy's little section, we might be able to set it up so where we're tall. Yeah, because see, like, they're in a 3x3, like, or well, not a 3x3, but a 3 high wide area, so we'll be able to grab the rest of these coins with one go through without having to, like, go through multiple times. I always thought those kind of platforms were neat in games. And also, invincibility stars! This is a mechanic that doesn't come up very often in this game, and, like, in fact, I think that it might only happen in 3 points in the game if I had to, hazard a guess at things I remember. But yeah, it also does not have the stereotypical Mario, powerful Mario theme. It also doesn't have the Can from Super Mario Land 1, or whatever the heck the invincibility theme was in Mario Land 2. It was nice that the door was open for that level. Sometimes the doors are open for levels, and I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason behind why some doors are open and some aren't. Like, I get the first ones just kind of like to show you how you would exit the level. But, you know, for some levels they're just open. And, oh, I don't want this owl to get away. No! I'm actually going to leave the level and restart it. Because those owls are, like, the best. And you'll see why. Owls are always kind of like a friendly character in Wario Land games, with maybe the exception of the fourth one. I don't think there are any owls in that one. There might not be any in Shake It either. But you throw an enemy into an owl, and it pops out 30 coins for you, which is sweet. So I personally like to farm these owls. For all they're worth. If you kill them, they'll stop respawning, but if you don't kill them, even if they go off the screen, they'll come back. So I like to milk them and just throw as many enemies in them as I can. Because look, we're already almost at 100 coins after this owl kindly donates his 30 coins to us. And all you gotta do is throw an enemy at him. I don't know what the hell is the deal. Oh no! I thought it was Bull Wario, so I was gonna try and jump in the air. I guess that is a downside of Eagle Wario, but I mean, I guess you got such like crazy vertical momentum that having a jump in the air on top of it would have been insane. But you know, that scared the crap out of me because I for some reason forgot I was Eagle Wario. Very interesting. That I could not discern the fact that I have like little wings on my face happening. This little area down here could be pretty dangerous, but with Eagle Wario, we can kind of skip over it pretty easily. And I would prefer to skip Dragon Wario. Hopefully, yeah, good. I was kind of worried that the sprite or the hitbox, I guess, the sprite doesn't really matter all that much, might have popped up a bit over the guy. Did I get my 30 coins? I think I did. Especially given that my coin amount is divisible by 30. It just seemed like I skipped out on one. But, you know, whatever. So yeah, I recommend not killing the owls, even though you could possibly get 1 coin from them, but you can, you know, keep farming them for all these coins, and those coins will despawn. And I think oh no, I killed him! I'm so sorry, owl! My friend, my owl, my savior. Oh no. I think that was the last owl in the area. I could backtrack and get like 10 coins off of this chump, and I think there's another chump up here. Well, I said 10, but that's actually 60 coins. So it would have been in our very best interest just to head back. But I don't want to waste your guys' time. And we'll just go. Oh, these ghost guys are interesting. They function like boos in that they won't move when you're looking at them. They don't get shy or anything. But you can kill them just by bumping them from beneath. So I always thought that was a little interesting. Ooh, these conveyor belts are really cool. If you have Bull Wario, you can jump into them and let the spikes hold you up. But obviously with, you know, Jet Wario, we can just kind of cheese it and fly over them. But you spike yourself into the conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt keeps carrying you, which I always thought was really cool. And let's get you Danger Ducks out of here. These Danger Duck guys throw boomerangs, which aren't too bad of a thing. And actually, in fact, I'm going to let one of them throw their boomerangs because they make great noises. Just a little woo noise. It's great. But Danger Ducks are a more powerful enemy that take 2 hits to kill. And I don't think it's 2 hits. Like, you have to hit them when they're stunned to actually kill them. There's, like, enemies like that, and I typically refer to them as heavy enemies. Also, because if I were to pick up that Danger Duck, he would actually slow me down a little to carry him around, I believe. I'm not sure if that function is in this game. But at the end of the level, there's a big block, like the Switch Palaces of Mario World. But it changes the overworld by slamming the top of Mount Teapot down, which actually changes not the entire level, well, the entire world, but just one level. You know how we left that level with almost 300 coins? Well, I left with 34, thanks to getting it like 1/8. So, Heart of the Cards were not in my favor, especially since that level would have been so nice to octuple our money, because we could have easily walked out with the cap. And we have not had a level where we left with the cap before, even though it's possible to do it really early on. And let's get that bomb off of us. Do not want to get blown up today. Not a thing I'm a fan of, especially after getting screwed in Double or Nothing. Well, I guess it's not Double or Nothing, but Double or Nothing is what I normally end up calling that game, just because, you know, Double or Nothing is a phrase that exists, and I would attribute to gambling, even though it's double or halfsies, which is a very interesting concept as well. Much kinder than Double or Nothing. But yeah, once you hit that block, it brings the top of the teapot down, which changes this level, makes it less aquatic and more cave-like. And damn it, I hit that guy's shell and did myself a bad. Let's see if we can bump this. Darn it, I was hoping there was a power-up underneath it. Because being small Wario is going to be real, like, disadvantageous to us. Luckily there was an Eagle Wario there, and cool, we can kill those bombs from above. I was worried it would get stuck to my feet, which I guess even if it did get stuck to our feet, wouldn't be too hard to get rid of, because then we would just, you know, scrape our feet off on the mat on the way into the boss. Because this is the level where we're going to be fighting the boss, even though there was not a boss here before. But now that we've brought the top of the teapot down, there's a boss residing in this level somewhere for us, and I don't want to fall on that crab, because I would appreciate keeping my eagle power up. And you know what? I'm going to go for those 12 coins of death, because I'm a fool. Also, we have Eagle Wario, and the 12 coins of death are pretty easy to get as Eagle Wario, because we just do a small hop, and we do that, and another small hop, and I'll leave that one. That one coin, I feel death about it, and I am not in the mood to die today. And actually, I'm going to come over here real quick, because if we would have come this way before, we would have ended the level. You know what? I'm going to get Bull Wario. I feel like Bull Wario is the proper thing to go into this boss fight for, and you'll see why in a second. But normally if we came this way, it would lead us to the end of the level, but now that the cap's on, there's actually no way to progress, which I always thought was kind of neat. I think you can remove the cap by going and hitting that switch again, but I've never bothered because you don't really need to do it again. I always just thought that was a neat thing, like, because the cap's on, it blocks off the rest of the level. And somehow, though, that cap made this door appear. I guess maybe... I don't know how that works. And there's a thwomp chase area, but you can actually mess with it. If you go that way, there's some coins. But if you come this way, if you wait for the thwomp actually gets stuck on those blocks. And I guess we're taking Eagle Wario, because I don't think I could have made the sick jump to get over that. But if you wait for the thwomp, you can just ride it out a little bit. And, oh, darn it, I messed up! I screwed up! I let instincts take over. If I had not screwed up, we could have ran through there and gotten more treasures than we could have possibly gotten from riding with the thwomp. But it's just things like hearts and coins and stuff. But here's the boss for the level. I don't know if this guy has a proper name. His name's something like Big Beef in Japanese, which is pretty good. But he kind of plays a like pseudo sumo wrestle game with you. And by sumo wrestle, I mean hit him and then oh man, I'm missing all these coins. You hit him, you throw him in the lava, and things are good. And he did not have a lot of coins to give us, unfortunately. But yeah, he's a very easy boss. In fact, there's a boss like him in Wario Land 2 called the Cave Master. And you know what? This is the boss level. We'll keep boss level double downs in, because they're the levels that are arguably the best time to double down, since you get that coin flurry at the end of a boss. Oh man, that is some sweet money. If we can double this, we'll hit 900 coins. That would be so nice. Aw, dang it. If we could have I'm gonna try it again because I'd like to walk out of this with double, with that 450, even though we could play it safe and leave it at 200. But yeah, now we'll leave it for 450. God, it sucked though. We could have walked out here with 900 had we gotten the coin bag first instead of the weight, because I would have left after the second playthrough. Because we wouldn't at 900 coins, we would have doubled into 999 since it's the cap, and we would have had a risk of losing 450. So it would have just totally not been worth it. And yeah, see, it takes forever for this to pour into, so that's why I'm going to cut these out in the future, but I feel like I'm going to show the boss ones just because they're the big money times when you want big money, no whammies. And for eating the big beef, we get taken to Stove Canyon. I almost said Cavian. But we are not done with this level yet, because if you remember, there was a coin arrow, which totally didn't indicate something secret or anything. So back at the room with the badgers that throw their knives, and actually I want to make one of them throw their knives, because they get stuck in the wall, and I just always thought that was the neatest thing when I played this game for the first time, just because I did not expect it. So this little coin arrow totally, you know, just gives away that there's something hidden up here, which is a secret exit! Unlike the secret exit in Rice Beach that takes you to an extra level, this secret exit takes you to an entire extra world. So we will be tackling Sherbert Land, which is also the Mario Kart 64 place, I think. We'll be tackling this next time instead of Stove Canyon. So I'll see you guys then.